Work with me here a little bit, guys. I was reading our friends over at Blogging the Boys. And by the way, still working on the schedule thing. I mean, Gang of Seven, trying the best I can to help me with some things.
Need me to help you out?
I believe in those guys, yeah.
So hopefully we got a long show here today. Hopefully we'll maybe have something up. We'll see. But Blogging the Boys came up with their rookie opponents that the Cowboys will face at AT&T.
Beautiful.
How about that?
Ooh.
So here's a few of the rookies. So if you're so inclined to come out and see us for the pregame show or the postgame show,
yes,
these are some opponents that you might catch up with here. Let's start off with Detroit Lions, number 1, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Ooh.
Jahmyr Gibbs. We all know Jahmyr Gibbs, right?
The rookie. Love Jahmyr.
These are all rookies. Rookies.
Great catcher of that ball.
Great catcher of the ball. And so he's going to be – he's coming in as with the expectations that he's the number 1 back there in Detroit since they traded away DeAndre Swift to Philadelphia. And so, we all talked about this a bunch, that Gibbs, his skill set is very similar to what Dallas has with Tony Pollard. The shifty runner. He can be a threat out of the backfield. He's a pass catcher and all those good things. So
From Georgia?
He is from Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama. Yeah. So
heck of a player.
This will actually be a pretty good game, I think, because I think the Lions are going to win the
100 games, right?
The NFC North.
That's your Super Bowl pick.
I think the Lions are going to win a playoff game. How about that?
Yeah.
Sure, things surely to go wrong now, right?
It's one of the few ones I was able to get in during that true or false.
Eric, look,
kiss of death right there for the Lions. Sorry, Lions fans. Broadus is thinking good things about you.
Eric's eyes got real big when I started talking about the Lions. He's like, "Oh, you want to just keep talking about him?"
I'm hammering
with
their
the
under right
third
now.
overall pick, the Detroit Lions take
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
They were close, but then they really screwed up their draft. So I'd put a show bet on that with you, Brian.
Would you put a show bet on that?
If you think Jahmyr Gibbs is the answer,
it's Jahmyr.
I think, what he's.
No, but for the context of this segment, it's Jahmyr.
It is Jahmyr.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
He's taking over for another Jahmyr.
Washington Commanders, your guy, Emmanuel Forbes.
Oh, Cowboys were intrigued. He might have been the pick at 26 if he was around.
Yes, the Cowboys had their eye on Emmanuel Forbes being in the conversation as their first-round pick. Unfortunately, the Cowboys, Forbes was selected by the divisional rival, the Commanders, at 16. They're saying this, if Prescott's on his A game, there shouldn't be much of a problem. But if the mistakes of turning the ball over roll into 2023, Forbes could create some nightmare scenarios for the Dallas offense.
Well, yeah, I'd be surprised if nightmare describes the regular season. They usually save that for the divisional round, when their lack of physicality on the offensive line and their aging stars will get them bullied into submission. How about that for a reply?
Man, that was that was well thought out.
That was impressive.
That was very impressive. I really don't have an answer to that, but good for you.
I mean, it's going to be a fun ride again. I enjoy it, and I guess you can keep hoping Dak just plays better.
Does that bother you? Yeah. Does that bother you the most when guys? I just got to play better.
Yeah, well, Steven does it too. I just got to have better from Dak.
I just got to play better.
He's going to get. He's damn good.
I get it. It's that time that Mark Brunell, he threw like 2-3 interceptions in a game, and Brunell told Coughlin it's God's will, and Coughlin goes, God didn't want you to throw 3 interceptions today. He looked at him, God didn't want you to throw 3 interceptions today.
Yeah, how about some personal accoughting here?
Let's
blame it on God.
Blame on God.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
And I kind of looked at Mark like, he's not wrong. I don't think God wanted you to throw 3 today. I think he's right about that. One of the few things I agreed with Tom Coughlin about.
How about that for a finger pointing right there?
That was he brought God in. How about Nolan Smith, your Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah.
Jalen Carter is the obvious name for the Cowboys to circle on the offense, but the Eagles' other first-round pick could trigger a bigger problem. Cowboys passed on Nolan Smith at 26, only for him to fall in Philadelphia's lap back end of the first round. Smith is a perfect fit for the Eagles defense because he brings a similar skill set to the players already on their defense, Hassan Riddick.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many snaps Nolan Smith's getting because they've got quite a few pass rushers now. I wonder what his playing time will look like.
You don't see that as being a bust potential? Why did he fall?
He's a little bit smaller, a little undersized, 6'2", but he shouldn't have fallen. He was, I think, the 11th best player on my board.
Wow.
Yeah, I had him at 21, and I was the thing that I was thinking, could this be a medical thing?
Maybe.
And I think people were I kept hearing the word scheme fits.
Yeah.
Why? And when somebody doesn't want to say really why a player is falling, they'll just say scheme fit. It's not a scheme fit for everybody. But some guy said, hey, there's a lack of size, lack of bulk.
Him, it makes a little more sense. I don't buy it with Joey Porter Jr., but with Nolan Smith, I could see that.
Okay. Los Angeles Rams, Steve Avila.
Oh, yes.
Steve
TCU
Avila.
guard.
Yeah, TCU. You think the Cowboys are going to regret not picking him?
I could see that. I mean, if left guard continues to be the weak link along your offensive line, they're going to be thinking, gosh, we really should have addressed this.
I hope they know their way around offensive linemen, and these guys aren't good. I'm going to trust the Cowboys' eye and give them credit that the players on the board just weren't good enough to take. But yeah, if Steve has a great career and Mozzie doesn't, then yeah, I think that would be regrettable for me to get through draft free agency and any trade possibility and have not made your line better. I think it's a pretty big error.
Are they going to have the North Carolina dude playing some guard?
Man, me personally, Awesome Richards is who you're talking
Yes.
about. I don't see that. I don't see, to me, and Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, you're just as good as me evaluating these offensive linemen. I just saw him as a tackle. I mean, and as a good tackle, better than Waletzko, better than Ball, better than, I mean, this guy's got the ability. I just don't know if he has the power that I want to play
The Senior
guard.
Bowl reps were put out on Twitter, I think, and watching those, he was much better at tackle than
Yes,
guard.
he's way more athletic
It's
to
going to
handle.
be a huge project to be guard.
Way more athletic playing there.
I agree with everything you're saying. There's similar questions we have with Steele about kicking him inside, the upper body strength.
And the final one here is the Seattle Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Oh boy,
that's Wolchuk's guy. Just
Quite
like the
a trio.
Eagles, yeah, just the Eagles. Just like the Eagles, the Seahawks held 2 selections in the first round of the draft. The first pick was Witherspoon, who could be the best corner in the draft. However, the flip side, Jackson Smith and Jigba could be the best wide receiver from the 2023 class. So the Seahawks, that looks like to me that's a pretty darn good pick for
Last
them.
time he played at AT&T Stadium against Allen, I believe he had something like 6 touchdown receptions.
Holy cow.
Yeah, he's pretty
I
damn
think
awesome.
5 of those were in the first half.
Yeah. So circle that matchup with Deron
that's
Bland.
awesome.
There's some really good rookies, is what we're trying to say here. There's some really good rookies that are going to come to AT&T, but some good teams too.
Yeah, I think his signature's right next to Eli Manning's.
It is.